Season. Torquay United. The managing director of the Mod Deck Windows Company takes over from Lou Pope and is promising an exciting future for the club.
Well, we're going to start playing good football, and we intend to do that immediately. We'll, in the next 2 weeks, we'll have signed a couple of new players. We'll get the team playing well, we'll start to get the supporters back, and we'll get into the 3rd division the season after next.
There's been a good deal of speculation, Mike, about the future of Torquay United's ground here at Plainmoor. Is it your intention to take Torquay United perhaps to a new out-of-town stadium?
Yeah, that would be a wonderful thing if ever it could happen. It's not on the cards at the moment. One, because we haven't got the money, 2, because we haven't got the space to go to. But, I mean, a football ground such as this, if you look, we're surrounded by houses, we're landlocked, and we can't provide the periphery activity that a football club needs in order to survive.
And it now seems certain that former Plymouth Argyle striker Tommy Tynan will sign for Torquay this week. He's expected to join Dave Smith's management team in a player-coach capacity. Tynan was released by Argyle manager David Kemp at the end of the season. Meanwhile, there are no...
Mr Bateson, who became a director just 5 months ago, takes over from Lou Pope and has pledged £250,000 and a livelier image to help take the Gulls into the 3rd division.
Torquay United Social Club was the venue for the new managerial announcement, and for an incoming chairman promising a high profile and plenty of razzmatazz, it could hardly have been a more low-key affair.
Yeah, I've bought the effective controlling interest in Torquay United, and at a board meeting yesterday I was appointed chairman, and it's as simple as that.
As boss of Mod Deck, Torquay's sponsors, 46-year-old Mike Bateson has already bought the club a £25,000 deal over 3 years. But the club is still broke, and Mr Bateson acknowledged the special quality that's seen him become a 4th Division club chairman.
Inherent madness.
The new higher profile then emerged, although earlier Mr Bateson had paid fulsome tribute to his predecessor, who'd brought the club back from the brink of extinction and worked hard to reduce the overdraft of £350,000. For the new chairman, the challenge continues, and in optimistic vein.
Well, I think in any situation, company or football club, I don't think it makes any difference. New blood can make changes just by simply being new blood. I'm enthusiastic, and I think that we've got the framework, the foundation to succeed. It all depends on the results here on the pitch.
Now, you personally will have invested something like £250,000 by the end of the season. Is that going to include money for new players?
Yes, indeed. Yes, we're hoping by the end of this week, I would hope we'll have some significant news on new players.
There are rumours about the possibility of Tommy Tynan coming here.
There are indeed rumours about Tommy Tynan.
In fact, Torquay's manager, Dave Smith, has had talks with Tynan, so perhaps the old slogan of "watch this space" could prove more than apt where the Argyle striker is concerned.
Well, staying with the subject...
Official record, but Torquay physiotherapist Norman Medhurst is a vital part of the England squad. Working alongside Fred Street, he'll make sure these players are all in tip-top condition come the big kick-off next Friday. So what will be his biggest worry in Italy?
The biggest problem in football when you've got a hot climate is dehydration. So the lads need to be prepared for that, which they've all been geared up for it. They're drinking lots of water, lots of liquids, isotonic drinks, and basically we shouldn't have too much of a problem with that.
Norman, I suppose a lot of people would think that your role with Torquay United and your role with England, you couldn't get a greater contrast in footballing terms than that. What do you say to those people?
I was at Chelsea for 25 years, and the actual organisation at Torquay is very similar to what it was at Chelsea, which is a 1st Division club. And I was very impressed with the way things were run at Torquay. So from that point of view, the actual job and the club, it's very similarly run to a 1st Division side. Coming away with England with 1st Division players, it's very similar, very similar.
United's new signing, Tommy Tynan, scored his first important goal for the club. Matthew Elliott headed a superb corner cross towards the former Plymouth Argyle star, who deflected the ball into the net from a yard out. Belgrade's first goal came from Panchev, who split the United defence and scored from 12 yards out. The Yugoslavs then scored the decider when Emar Kayla bamboozled the defence with a dummy before scoring from 20 yards.
More sport now with cricket, and some...
Player in the Southwest. The reason is simple: nearly 300 goals from just over 700 appearances. Well, now Tommy Tynan has written a controversial new book revealing what happens behind the scenes at clubs in the lower divisions. Among the highlights are the inside stories on drug taking in soccer, his dispute with Jack Charlton at Sheffield Wednesday, Ken Brown's sacking earlier this year, and of course his view on the '84 Cup run and the Dave Smith promotion campaign. Well, the book is called A Life at the Soccer Factory, and it's published today. Well, Tommy, the title of the book, A Life at the Soccer Factory, it makes it sound as if the football industry isn't a very glamorous place to be in. Is that the case?
Yeah, hopefully the book portrays that. I mean, outside the First Division, especially the Third and Fourth Divisions, day-to-day football is very mundane and it's just a job to a lot of players. And all this year, about £1,000 and £2,000 wages a week, that doesn't happen in the lower divisions.
I know you don't talk about individual players and clubs, but you do make certain allegations about drug taking. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, the drug taking is not sort of people sitting in corners with needles or smoking pot. It's very minor, really, but if you read the book, you'll see what I mean.
Now, Ken Brown's dismissal earlier in the year, how did that affect the players at the club, and you particularly?
Well, I think it affected the players very much, because probably it's the first time at a soccer club that I've known probably 95% of the players that were there were disappointed that Ken Brown was sacked. And I think he was sacked in the wrong way, and that's also in the book as well.
Yes, you make certain criticisms, don't you, about the Plymouth Argyle Board of Directors, all in the book. What would you say about that?
Yes, that's right. I thought it was done very shabbily, but without saying too much, if you read the book, I'll explain what I mean.
What is life like? I mean, obviously you're disappointed you never made it through to the First Division. Do you have regrets about that?
Yes, I do. I mean, I would love to have played in the First Division. I've scored all my goals outside the First Division, and maybe the book might have been different if I'd scored them in the First Division and was earning a lot of money.
And, of course, perhaps you're starting the first chapter of a new book with Torquay United at the moment.
Hopefully so, yeah. I'm back with Dave Smith now as player coach, and hopefully we'll have a good season and we'll get promotion.
Are you pleased with the response of the book's had so far?
Initially, yes. We've sold quite a few at the moment, and hopefully we'll sell a few more.
Well, it's a great story, Tommy. Very readable. It's out now, published today, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
£7.95.
That's right.
Wish you the best of luck with that, and, of course, for the season with Torquay United. Well, on to American football now. Up against the Mexican champions, FC Pumas. Despite the absence of 1986 World Cup star Manuel Negrete, the Mexicans fielded an almost full-strength lineup for the hastily arranged game. Predictably, Torquay's flamboyant manager Dave Smith captured the spirit of the occasion as the afternoon began in light-hearted vein. And 2 minutes into the match, those smiles were even bigger on the Torquay bench as Matthew Elliott headed United into a surprise lead after Lorem's free kick was only parried by the keeper. But within 5 minutes, the Pumas were level. A superb through ball caught the Torquay defence leaden-footed, leaving Jorge Campos to control and drive a firm shot past helpless Kenny Basie. Their second goal followed a corner which United just couldn't clear. Ricardo Ferretti's initial shot deflected past Basie by Campos in true Tommy Tynan style. After the break came the best goal seen at Playmore for many a year. With the Mexicans pushing forward, the ball was only half cleared by United, and right back Israel Castillo unleashed an unstoppable 30-yarder into the top corner. Tommy Tynan's penalty gave Torquay some hope late on, but it was another afternoon when the result hardly mattered. More important were the lessons learnt and the spirit of entente cordiale. And some late news just in
presence in an effort to cut costs and to help foster a family atmosphere. The security of the ground will be handed over to club stewards. Though expected to keep order, United say they won't be vigilantes.
If there was trouble inside the ground, it would only happen probably on the one occasion. There would then be consultation with the police, and at the point of trouble, of course, we would dial 999 and get the police in.
Do you worry about legal problems of perhaps just a member of the public attempting to make an arrest, maybe being prosecuted for assault if it came to that?
We're checking in at this moment. We're checking into the legal aspects of it, but after all, nightclubs employ their own door attendants, their own security people, so I don't think there's going to be any great problem.
The police want a say in the training of the stewards and, broadly speaking, are happy with the initiative.
Well, obviously I've got some worries. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It will have to be phased in. I'm quite certain that we'll learn, but we will have certain safety mechanisms, such as initially we will always have the camera there to be able to record anything that's taking place. I'm quite certain that I will have the 7th Cavalry just over the horizon, ready to come into the rescue should things start to go wrong. And we'll always have our criminal intelligence coming in. I mean, obviously, if we're told that it is a bad club coming to play us, then there's no way that I would leave stewards to deal with that.
Meanwhile, for the players, the straightforward concerns of football, pure and simple. After 20 minutes, Argyle were in front, Adam King with the shot. Torquay were playing a 16-year-old YTS goalkeeper, and into the second half, Robbie Turner got the better of him. But Chris Myers hit back in style to keep the result in doubt till the very end. Final score 2-1 to Plymouth Argyle.
Despite this, it's 4th Division Torquay United, who had a tough time last year, but now, as Jerry Harmer reports, appear to be heading for success.
For Torquay United, old-style surroundings, but definitely a new-style atmosphere. The doldrums of last year have been swept away in the close season, and much of that is due to new chairman Mike Bateson. The double glazing magnate has brought business acumen and money. So there are plans to revamp Plainmoor, plans to encourage families to games. And on the playing side, prestige friendlies, Red Star Belgrade for instance, and new, perhaps crucial signings. Suddenly, last year's strugglers are seen as a force again, even promotion candidates. The manager has his own ideas why.
I think many things. I would think that, you see, I've come out the fourth 3 times before. So people seem to think maybe I know how to do it. I suppose it is a point, but I think we've got better players than last year. And we beaten sides last year that reached playoff positions and reached promotion. We beat them convincingly at home at Torquay, and I would like to think that we're having better players, plus a better spirit. You know, I think things will go very, very well.
So if you had to put your head on the block just for a second, where would you expect Torquay to end up this season?
Well, I always put my head on the block, don't I? I would like to think we've got a good chance of getting promotion. I would like to do it as champions, why not? I mean, all right, I think Cardiff are favourites, probably Northampton, but I think if we can just quietly sneak away, I think there's, as you say, a quiet confidence.
Bolstering that confidence, the signings. Up front, Tommy Tynan. His drive and skill should make him a leading marksman in the 4th Division. This was his goal against Red Star Belgrade. In midfield, the experienced Wes Saunders, whose £60,000 fee was a club record. Russell Musker will partner him. While at the back, the form of Peter Whiston continues to delight the manager. In fact, the only cloud is an injury to goalkeeper Kenny Vasey. He could be out for several weeks, though Gary Howells from Spurs will cover. So all in all, prospects look bright, though a good start is essential. The bookies have them at 12-1 for promotion, tribute to the overhaul performed in the lazy months of the summer.
Well, likewise, Torquay boss Dave Smith, who's preparing for Wednesday's cup tie with Manchester City. The goals flying high in 2nd place in Division 4. It's all thanks, of course, to those 3 points from Friday night's game at the Shea. Dave Smith was back at home with flu, missed seeing his side's victory. Namesake Paul Smith scoring the only goal of the game after just 17 minutes. May have been rather fortunate, but overall United undoubtedly deserve their runners-up spot at the moment. Well, Torquay have signed a 2nd goalkeeper today in time. United have already pulled off a shot win at Bristol Rovers in the last round, so here's another upset on the cards.
Yes, Manchester City is great reward for the fans. I just feel that they may have a problem here on our tight little ground, and I think we may have a problem up there on their big wide ground. But I think it's the first leg first, and I think we've got to be positive. We've got to be full of commitment, and I think that if we get a good result here, who's to say what might happen?
Well, there should be at least 5,000 fans crammed into Plainmoor tonight, with the return at Main Road in a fortnight's time. Don't forget you can see the best action from Southwest Ties in a Rumbelows Cup special tomorrow night on TSW at 10:40.
Yes, hello to you. Good evening from Plainmoor for the Rumbelows Cup action between Torquay United and First Division Manchester City. All the action to come then in our hour-long special, the first of a new season here on TSW. Also action for you tonight from the other tie played in the region this week, Plymouth Argyle's game against Wimbledon at Home Park. And highlights of the Argyle versus Wimbledon game for you a little bit later in the programme, and an inquest as well into the stay-away fans there at Home Park. But our main action is here at Plainmoor this evening. Let's just remind ourselves how Torquay made it through to the second round after that magnificent victory over second division Bristol Rovers in the first round. Tommy Tynan got the first with this superb 25-yard shot. Wes Saunders gave United a 2-0 lead with a well-judged shot into the top right-hand corner of the net. Jeff Twentyman's late goal gave Rovers some hope, but Torquay were very much in the driving seat for the return leg here at Plainmoor. It was another great performance by Torquay. Defender Peter Whiston put them ahead after Mark Gloram's corner, and with Rovers needing at least 2 goals to keep their hopes alive, United held out superbly despite the intense pressure. Ian Alexander did score for Bristol, a great shot after Phil Lloyd's mistake, but it was too little, too late, and Torquay completed a famous 3-2 aggregate victory, and of course a place in the second round. Well, with me now is Dave Smith, the manager of Torquay United, enjoying the later stage of your managerial career. Dave, the band have just struck up in the background. Is it going to be a night where we're all singing and dancing against Manchester City, do you think?
Yes, well, I'm hoping that the lads will go out there and perform very well tonight. I saw them play on Saturday. They're a good First Division side, and I think the only difference really is individual skills, and I'm hoping on the night that we shall close that gap very, very narrowly. No, it's great feeling with the band and the crowd, and they're all on nice and early. I think it's a great, great atmosphere tonight.
Now, you've been manager of Torquay for getting on for a year now. It's gone very quickly, hasn't it?
Yes, when I came here, we were third from the bottom, and now about 1 year later, we're sort of second from the top, and we're in this competition, and there's a marvellous feeling, and I think the fans have responded absolutely marvellous. It's just been a great atmosphere here. I'm hoping it's going to culminate in maybe in a double, eh? That'd be a good season, wouldn't it?
There have been some great cup nights for Torquay United, cup days as well. That victory over Spurs down here 3 seasons back, the Sherpa Van final. Can you carry it on?
Yeah, I think so. I think these were great nights, and I think Cyril did a great job when he was here. But now it's a different Torquay United, and we have made a lot of changes. I mean, I was here when we beat West Ham United as well, so we're just going to keep our fingers crossed. It's difficult to predict at a time like this, so I'm just hoping. I think it's up to the boys now. I think the boys have got the bit between their teeth, and I think they'll give a good showing.
Dave, we wish you the very best of luck for tonight's game. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back then in just a couple of moments' time with highlights of this game here at Plainmoor tonight. Torquay versus Manchester City with our match commentator, Martin Dean. Join us in a moment.
Welcome back to Plainmoor and our Rumbelows Cup special. Well, they say that a settled side is the key to success in soccer, and that's certainly been Torquay's story so far this season. They field an unchanged starting lineup tonight, although there is an alteration at substitute where Russell Musker replaces Chris Myers. Another important factor has been the form of Tommy Tynan. He scored 4 times since arriving on a free transfer and needs just 5 more to take his career tally to 300 goals. By contrast, the man who'll be doing his utmost to stop him adding to that remarkable total cost a cool million. Tony Coton arrived at Main Road from Watford, and his recent form has been such that he's being tipped as a future England keeper. Well, like Torquay, Manchester City have based their success on a settled side, but they're without the influential Peter Reid tonight, so Mark Brennan comes into midfield. And Howard Kendall makes one other interesting change, with Clive Allen coming in place of David White. Well, tonight's referee is Mr. Martin Bodenham, who comes from just over the border in Cornwall. So Manchester City get this Rumbelows Cup tie underway. Throw looks for Quinn, and that will be, I'm sure, a feature of Manchester City's play this evening. Looking for the 6'4" striker. Now Brennan. Ward. Good work from Smith, looking for Tynan, but Tynan not getting much direction on that header, and the ball now falling for Adrian Heath. Chance for him to go through the middle, and a chance comes to number 8, Clive Allen, but just missing the target on that occasion. The first real opportunity for Manchester City. Allen back in the side tonight, but not really showing his usual firm touch in front of goal. Whiston. It's Elliott up with it, and almost falling there for Wes Saunders. And Torquay win the first corner of the game. Elliott is up, so too is Whiston. Played short though to Phil Lloyd. Can't really get much of a touch on it, and Manchester City beginning to break from defence. That's Smith. Now Quinn. Good ball forward. Mark Ward now with a chance for Manchester City. He's broken clear of the defence. What a good saving tackle that was. Mark Ward just breaking away, breaking clear of the attack, and Paul Holmes coming in with a saving tackle for Torquay United, and they'll be grateful for that. He'd broken clear of the offside trap, and Torquay having to backpedal on that occasion. So Brennan then with the corner, looking for Quinn on the far post, but drops instead to Ward. Got plenty of players inside. One of them is Hendry. A goal for Manchester City. Torquay failing to get the ball clear at that corner, and number 5, Colin Hendry, has put Manchester City in front. Just 7 minutes gone. Torquay failing to clear the corner, the ball dropping to Mark Ward on the edge of the penalty area. He chipped the ball in, and there was Hendry making a good run, getting in front of the defender and planting the ball past Gareth Hull. So Manchester City 1, Torquay United 0. Ward again. Manchester City in danger of perhaps running a little rampant in these opening minutes. Brightwell just stepping over that one and slowing things down again, but fine start for them. Saunders away. Uzel. No players up in support though. This is Hendry to Harper. Looking for Allen. Challenged. And challenged unfairly by Phil Lloyd. It's very much as if Alan Harper will take most of the set pieces. Having said that, Hendry then steps in and takes the kick. Quinn looking for Allen. Allen perhaps with a chance. Howell's coming out well on that occasion. But good understanding there between Quinn and Allen. They haven't played together an awful lot this season, but Clive Allen, I'm sure, will be anxious to just make his mark in this Manchester City side, having won his place back this evening. Uzel again in with a strong challenge, but Manchester City seem to be picking up all these loose clearances, and now Ward perhaps with a chance to break. Hasn't got players in the centre, but Quinn arriving, so too is Brennan. Mark Brennan arriving. So Ward again getting away, Mark Brennan arriving late and getting into a good position on the edge of the penalty area. Hit it first time, but in the end the shot just wide of the target, not worrying Gareth Howells too much. Quinn again winning the ball in the air. Uzel. Harper. Ward again taking up the position wide on the right. This time Uzel back though, defending well and getting the ball into touch. Heath to Ward. Brennan. Now Heath getting it forward to Quinn. Can he get the shot in? Well, he does, but in the end, I don't think it's one that he's going to be too proud of. Halfway back to Manchester, I think that one probably finished up. Now Quinn came from Arsenal, of course, for £800,000 last March, and become pretty popular up at Main Road. Tynan with a flick on to Loram, but Whiston up in support. Now Joyce, Tynan, looking to get the return ball in, but Brennan there for Manchester City. Now Allen. Heath has got Ward wide on the right side. Again, the cross going in. Good run from Steve Redmond, but that was Alan Harper who made the run into the box, coming all the way from the sweeper position and almost picking up on that cross from Mark Ward. So, free kick in a dangerous position this for Manchester City. Hendry coming up to join the attack. So too is now Quinn. Played wide, and a poor finish in the end. Going away for the corner. It was a corner that brought the first goal, of course, for Manchester City. I wonder whether they'll be looking for similar success from this one. Again, it's Brennan with it. This time played towards the far post. Quinn is up, knocks it back. Chance for Harper, but in the end not getting on top of the ball and just lobbing it rather gently over the bar. But certainly Torquay going to have to watch out for Alan Harper, playing as the sweeper tonight, but getting forward when he can, and on that occasion finding a bit of space on the edge of the Torquay penalty area. This is Hendry. Brightwell making a good run on the overlap. Now Clive Allen back for the chance to get the shot in, does so. Number 2 for Manchester City, Clive Allen, the goal scorer, brought back into the side tonight by manager Howard Kendall, and that certainly seems to have paid off. Again, it was the right-hand side, the ball squared back to Clive Allen, took it nicely past the defender, and then just losing his feet, but making no mistake with the shot, planting it into the corner, giving Gareth Howells no chance at all. So Manchester City showing their first division class, and now lead by 2-0, and we've had some 21 minutes of this game. Tynan doing well to get that touch on the ball. Now Loram, Tynan with a shot. And that's the first real effort we've seen from Torquay, the first legitimate effort anyway,